In contrast to the full moon earlier this month, which was very aggressive, this new moon is a little bit of a Christmas miracle, if I can be that corny and cringe. I like this new moon. It does have very practical, very earthly Capricorn energy, but it's a very useful new moon, so I really encourage you to make use of this. I like it. If you're excited to dive into why exactly I like and the details behind this new moon in Capricorn, do make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're always up to date with what the stars have in store for you. First, we're going to look into the energy in general of this new moon, then how it's playing out in world event charts. If you have not already seen your December forecast for your rising sign, where this is playing out in your chart, do watch that video because you will see how this is affecting your life, as well as the January rising sign forecast will be out soon. Depending on when you're watching this video, you might be seeing that the January videos are out or not, but do know that I do monthly rising sign videos for you and your sign. If you're new here, hi, I'm Maren. I am a tropical Western astrologer using those in this video. I also like crypto and cats. My friend's cat is somewhere over here. I don't know where she is, but she will make an appearance throughout this video maybe. So this new moon in Capricorn is happening on December 23rd, 2022 at 5:15 a.m. Eastern. It's happening in the first decan of Capricorn, or the very beginning of Capricorn at 1 degree. Now this part of Capricorn is ruled by Jupiter, planet of wealth, planet of growth, even though Capricorn itself is an overall Saturn-ruled sign, giving it its seriousness, its structure, and its intensity on a very sobering level. So Capricorn is a cardinal earth sign. It's about initiating earthly or worldly matters that will support our success in the long term. It tends not to be super emotional, tends not to be super personal. Of course, I'm talking about the archetype of Capricorn, not about a Capricorn person in your life. I'm talking about the pure energy. But Capricorn is a very pragmatic, let me look at all the sides of this, let me decide what plan of action is warranted. I like to think about Capricorn as the general of an archetype because everything is a threat or a risk, and it's about living life in a way that supports being alive more so than having fun. Capricorns can be very do or die in that way. I say that as a Capricorn rising. So this is a new beginning around building something with tangible values. This is not a lovey-dovey, abstract, or artistic new beginning. Even if it is happening in a romantic or relationship part of your chart, it's going to be very pragmatic and realistic. Now, it's not nebulous, it is clear, it is concise, and it is precise, and it might involve financial, monetary, or business-related topics, regardless of where it is happening in your chart, because it's not just the sun and the moon in Capricorn. We have a whole lot going on there. We have the sun, moon, Mercury, Venus, and Pluto all together highlighting Capricorn energy and this sobering desire to build a structure that will last very, very clearly here. So this does not have to be a direct business model. It doesn't mean that you're launching or like going public with your company or something, but it is not going to be whimsical, and it's going to be a plan of action to build something structurally cohesive in that area of your life. So Mercury is conjunct Venus in Capricorn. Now I love Mercury conjunct Venus in charts. I happen to have it, but it's something I organically just really love to see. Mercury's communication, Venus is beautifying or harmonizing. So Mercury and Venus together is not that rare. It happens in a fair amount of people because Mercury and Venus can never be too far away from each other. But when they're very close in the same sign, it hints at beautiful communication, at being eloquent, articulate, and in someone's chart, I love to see that. So with Mercury and Venus together in Capricorn, it adds a beautifying element even to the very sober, very strict Capricorn quality. It looks like a smooth marketing plan. Like even though Capricorn is dry, Mercury and Venus together here is approachable, it's well-spoken, and it is more harmonizing. Also, Mercury is conjunct Pluto, which adds intensity and a lot of focus. It's severe, but that's not bad. It's not low-key. There's a literal plan. There's an intense way of speaking about this that has follow-through, and there's a commitment. There's a logical commitment here. Now, Jupiter is now in Aries. Jupiter was in Aries over the summer until October. It briefly re-entered Pisces, and now Jupiter's back in Aries, which means that the moon, the sun and the moon at 1 degree of Capricorn is tightly square Jupiter in Aries at 0 degrees of Aries. So this is very positive. Anytime we have a square from Jupiter, it is an empowered aspect of benevolence or of gratitude and of expanding opportunity. So this is very positive. And with Aries referring to the self and of independence, it looks like you're building a structure, yes, but you're doing this to support yourself. There is this very much like self-employed, like entrepreneur energy here, even if that's definitely does not need to be how this manifests for you. The downside is that Mars is still retrograde in Gemini. That's not the best for acting very clearly or debating others very constructively. It will station direct soon, so Mars is very slow. This is not too related to this new moon itself, but it does show that even with a plan of action that could be very serious, have a lot of follow through, the way that we're going about it step by step at the beginning is not very clear and could have some frustrations along the way. Now, there is a full moon about Mars and Gemini on my channel if you do want to watch that to get greater understanding of how in the background some things are playing out. Uranus is on the North Node as well, which again is not super relevant only to this new moon, but Uranus is chaos, the North Node amplifies that, and it is very stark for volatility in the background for the end of this year. I don't really like this. It is fairly disruptive, but I don't see it as relevant for this new moon in particular, which I do really like. So if there's anything materialistic, just like neutrally materialistic that you want to start, that you want to manifest, maybe it's like a brand deal or getting hired or starting a business or making money in this way, or just aesthetically investing in something that is, I don't know, a little, like I could see investing in fine art would be a great representation of this. If there's anything with that energy that you want to start, this is an amazing time to do that, and I highly recommend that you take advantage of it. So if you already know what house Capricorn is in your chart and you want to let me know where this is happening in your life, feel free to let me know in the comments. For me, this is in my first house of self and physical appearance and identity. I don't think it's close enough to my ascendant at 19 degrees of Capricorn to be too intense, but it could be that, I don't know, I'm changing up my hair color a little bit, maybe taking or adding some red or doing something else that's like I'm embarking on something as a character growing in myself. So in the United States chart, this is in the second house of finance, so it's likely going to be a spending bill, financial initiative, or grant of some kind. It is opposite the US, Venus, and Jupiter in the 8th, which shows support or being well received or this being something of finance, like this is a lot of money. It probably is fairly like well received with Venus and Jupiter there. With Jupiter on the US IC, it could very well involve housing, as the IC involves home, family, property, so this could be something around housing that is launched in the US. For Biden, this is also in his second house. I don't think this is super active in his chart in particular, but he might be involved in this bill or this proposal, and Mars is right on his Saturn, so it does look like he's being challenged in a partisan sense during this time, even if I don't think that this new moon is the most active for him. Now, because Kamala Harris has the opposite rising sign of Gemini, this is happening in the opposite house for her, the 8th house of investing. I don't see this being that relevant for her. I don't think this is going to be anything too public. For Zelensky, this is right on top of his lot of fortune in the 8th house. The lot of fortune is around good fortune, and the 8th house is investing or also other people's money. So it looks like a very fortunate new beginning of money in his life. I think it could be the US giving more money to Ukraine, and that's how it can show up a little bit more intensely in this chart than any of the Russian charts. So it looks like fortunately he's getting an investment or more money his way. Could be that there's a bill or some money sent to Ukraine. Now for Bitcoin, this does look like an important new moon because Venus is crossing Bitcoin's sun in the days leading up to this new moon, reiterating the pump into the new moon that we tend to see happening. It is also sextile Bitcoin's Venus within 1 degree, so it looks overall bullish for the few days leading up to this new moon, and it might be a dump in that literal Christmas time in the days following, as markets do tend to go a little bit down during the holiday season when there's just not as much happening. For ETH, this is trine ETH's Venus within 1 degree. I do like this new moon. Again, we probably pump into this new moon and dump after, but I do like the pump into it. A tarot card that we have for this new moon in Capricorn is the Hermit reversed. This means put yourself out there, go for it. Do not hide, do not stay in your house, do not shut up, go for it. Be extroverted, be bold. And with Capricorn energy, I'm not too afraid of you guys being like fools of yourselves. It just means do not hide this, actually go out and secure the bag. So if you did like this, do comment down below. I love this new moon. As I said, it's a nice end to the year. It's practical, it's tangible, and it's business oriented. So do comment down below any plans or thoughts that you have, and I will see you in the next one, I guess in 2023.
How there is one thing you're all forgetting, that endless morning will turn to night.